What's up, guys? Welcome back. It is the day before gun season opens here in Wisconsin, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to break down some of the basic necessities you're going to need if you're just starting to get into hunting. We're not going to be covering the things that are super expensive, materialistic. We're talking about the bare necessities to keep you safe, warm, and healthy, and have a good time during your hunt. We're also going to be going over some of the things that I personally carry with me into the field, things that help me have a successful hunt, as well as tips and tricks that I've found over the years of doing it. So if that stuff interests you, stay tuned and we're gonna dive right in. Oh, there's a bit. Oh, there we go. Now I got him. There we go. There we go. That's a big fish.
I can't believe this is my first buck ever in the pond.
Barely hooked. Look at that freaking pig. Look. Oh my. So when you're out on the field, one of the most important things is wearing layers. So I'll throw this on over a long sleeve shirt typically. It just keeps me warm, helps insulate the jacket. Because like I said, we're not paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for our equipment. So you can get jackets that have the heat and then it'll warm you up, and you can get jackets with more insulate in it and they're more expensive. But typically this with a long sleeve with, I don't know if you're into long johns, but if you wear long johns, all underneath of just a Walmart Blaze Orange jacket. It's thick still. I mean, it's thick. It's probably 50 or 60 bucks, but we're not paying hundreds of dollars here. We can stay warm other ways, and it is important to stay warm because you're not going to have fun. You're going to want to leave the second you get out there if you're cold. Another thing to mention too is that in the state of Wisconsin, 50% of your body has to be covered in Blaze Orange during rifle season, I should say. So from the waist up, you should be in orange. This is for safety, so people can see you. Sometimes I'll wear a face mask for wind. I don't have one in Blaze Orange, so what I'll do is just put this on, keeps me warm from the wind. Almost too warm sometimes. I end up sweating through this thing pretty bad, and then I'll just cap it with an orange cap. This is so other hunters can see you. It's very important, like especially on public land, but anytime you're around other hunters, this is very important, and this should be one of the top things that you worry about, is making sure you have the right stuff to wear. Next, we got our coveralls. Mine are Blaze Orange, but like I said, you don't need to have them in Blaze Orange. These come in all sorts of thicknesses and thinsulates, and like I said, again, these were right around $50 or $60. We don't spend a ton because we wear our layers. We are plenty warm as it is. I do, however, like to make sure that they are waterproof. There's nothing worse than sitting in the snow or hitting a sinkhole and then falling into a hole and just being soaked the rest of your trip. Waterproofing is a necessity where I hunt. It's a public swamp, basically. So the more waterproofing I can get, the better. And I would highly suggest you guys also go that route. All right, lastly, the thing that brings the whole outfit together are our boots. Boots are important because if your feet get cold, again, your day is ruined. Where I hunt, there's lots of water, like I said, so I needed rubber boots. I needed to make sure they were waterproof. This also does have 1600 gram thinsulate. These are perfect for me in the Wisconsin winters because they are typically paired with like wool socks. One thing I would recommend is getting a size boot bigger, so one size bigger, so that when you're pairing it with your wool socks, it's not a tight fit. My gloves are nothing special. One thing I do want to mention is that, you know, normal gloves, sometimes the bigger gloves, you can't get your finger into where the trigger needs to be. You could pre-fire, you could cause an accident. So make sure you guys are going with the fingerless. It does have a mitten top, but the fingerless helps with that mobility of your fingers, doesn't cause an accident. It's safer, in my opinion. You do lose a little bit of integrity when it is like fighting off the heat, but we'll go over some of the ways that I prevent my hands from getting too cold a little bit later. But these are the way to go. So next, I'd like to go over some of the accessories that I carry with me and use during the hunting season. The first is a tote. Totes are important because you don't want to be throwing all your stuff around the car as you get in and out every day. Totes also separate some of that smell. You know, I have kids, they throw food and everything around in the car. And this will help separate, with the lid on, this will help separate the smells and just keep all your stuff in one place. This is gonna save you so many headaches. It's definitely well worth it. So next we got our backpack. This is gonna hold our snacks, our tools, our accessory, our smaller accessories, and we'll go over everything that's in here in a minute. And lastly, this is new for me this year. This is something I've been looking to try out because like I said, the fingerless mittens, they do get kind of cold. So this year I'm trying a muff, a hunting muff. So your hands go in like this, just like that. And this front pocket here actually has a rechargeable hand warmer. So this gets brutally hot. It's like a hot stone. And then it sits in there, and then I'm hoping, you know, I can keep my hands nice and warm as I'm sitting waiting around for a deer to pop up. Our last thing that we have in the tote is some scent killer. This is Scent Killer Gold. So we use this when we get out of the car, we get our clothes on, and then we'll spray everything down. This can save your day. You don't want deer to know you're coming through the woods, and you don't want them to spot you or smell you when you're sitting. So I highly recommend some sort of scent blocker. And then I guess we'll start digging through the backpack. There's a few things that I find pretty important for your backpack, right? You are outside. Sometimes you are alone. You're dealing with weapons. You're dealing with other hunters. I think it's very important to have yourself a first aid kit. Nothing expensive, nothing huge. This basically has basic first aid stuff. Ice packs, maybe even a splint, but you can get these for like 10-15 bucks at Walmart, and they're well worth having out in the field. You never know, you could be gutting a deer and cut your hand. You're better off being safe than sorry. Next, this is one of the upgrades that I made over time. I didn't just go out and buy this my first year hunting, but I think a good pair of binoculars is a good thing to have. By good, I mean about $150 to $200. You can get by with a $30, $40 pair of binoculars from Walmart, but eventually, I mean, there is quite a big difference in visually seeing through these versus a pair from Walmart. So these are Leupold's. They are waterproof. Again, you know, where I hunt, it's a necessity. But they have the rubber caps, keep them safe from the weeds and the condensation, stuff like that. But binoculars are a great purchase because you don't want to be looking at your scope or looking through your scope as a binocular. That could be very dangerous. You should always have a pair of binoculars.
Nothing to worry about, just using the scope. Safety is on.
Next, I got not a whole box of ammo, but there are 4 or 5 extra shells in here. So I keep 4 in the clip, and then I keep 4 or 5 extra in the box. Just, you never know. You know, one of your buddies might want to do a drive or something like that. Then I have these Grime Boss wipes. So after I'm gutting a deer or, you know, handling my business in the woods, it's good to have wipes. They can save your day again, and I think you can put the rest of that together. Let's see, what else we got in here? You want to keep your hunting license, your tags, in a safe spot where they can't get wet or damaged or lost. This year, where I'm hunting, we got a buck tag and 3 doe tag with our license. So I didn't pay any extra for extra doe tags. They come with your license, just based on your deer population in that area. I carry a rechargeable, it's like a power bank, and then it also serves as a flashlight. This can be handy. It's a solar panel up top. This was actually a steal. I got this for catfishing, and I've been using it everywhere in all my little hobbies. So it charges itself. It can charge itself. You can also charge your phone with it. You know how cell service gets out in the woods? This could be very handy for keeping your phone alive in those crucial moments, or just getting help when you need help pulling a deer. You know, you can call a friend and not have to worry about your battery going out, stuff like that. So I know I got the rechargeable hand warmers, but you gotta have a few packs of the OGs. These just work too good, and they're too cheap. They're $1 for a pack, you know. So why not have some extra? Slip them in your boots if it's like really, really brutally warm or cold. I'm sorry. And they're just too cheap not to have. So next we have a flashlight. This is just a pretty bright flashlight. It adjusts. Not anything too special. $10, $15 light, real bright. Gets the job done in and out of the woods as it gets dark. And then next we have some gloves. I like to gut my deer wearing gloves. I think it's safer. I think it helps me detach my feelings from the deer. You know, it's less Neanderthal, and I just don't like using my bare hands while I'm inside some bleeding organ deer. That's probably a little graphic for some of you, but that's one of the things you're just gonna have to get over when you start hunting. Is it was also one of the things I was most nervous about, because I was never raised around hunting, so being a full-grown adult, I wasn't sure how I'd like gutting a deer and cutting into an animal. But once they're dead, it is a lot easier. So I will say, for those new beginners, don't worry, you'll get past it. The first couple are hard, not difficult, but like hard for you to put your feelings aside. But the gloves do help with that, I will say that. So while we're on the topic of gutting deer, I have my knives here. I have 3 knives. So this Gerber here is my favorite. It has a replaceable blade. So it comes with these blades. They look like that. And this thing is so sharp. Even on the thickest coats of deer, it's like butter. It comes right through. It's beautiful. And then when you're done, there's no like messy cleanup or sharpening. You can just get rid of the blades safely. I do have a blades sharps container. And that's what I make the initial incisions with, is that Gerber. And then next we have, I forget what this is called. It's like a Gerber, not a ripper. I'm not sure. But basically, this thing, you make your incision, right? Your first incision with the first knife. And then this thing will run all the way down its chest and belly like butter. A blade goes in here, and then you just kind of whoop. Is it a gut hook? I'm not sure. But this is also made by Gerber. This came in a bundle, and it's well worth your time and money, because not only are you making safe and clean cuts, but you're saving yourself so much time by not messing around with a dull knife, and just there's so much hassle that could go into this. One of those hassles are the pelvic bone. A lot of times guys will just kind of split the legs apart and try and break it. That doesn't always work for me. I'm usually hunting alone, so this is a little bone saw, and it just saws right through the bone. This is made by Gerber as well. So this came as one bundle set. It was like $40 or $50, I want to say. But you have literally everything you need to gut your first deer and do it well. So that's what I carry in my backpack. And the only thing we're missing now is our firearm and camera equipment. So I carry all my camera equipment in a Ziploc, goes right in the backpack. We have about 8 batteries, a GoPro. I usually have to film my hunts on my head because the weeds are that tall. If I wore it on my chest, you guys just wouldn't see anything because there's sometimes when you sink down low and the weeds are over your head and you have to listen for deer. And so I think we're gonna film this hunt on our head and go from there. Now, last but not least, we have our firearm. So I bought this when I first started hunting. This is a great gun for beginners. It's a great gun in general, but it is a Savage Arms model 111 270. So the caliber is 270. It is a bolt action, and it came bundled with this Nikon Pro Staff. So I've never needed anything more than this. I'm hunting with this again this year. I'll continue hunting with this. I'm really happy with this model and the gun itself, but it has been really good to me. We shot our first buck with this. We shot every deer I've ever shot has been with this. So we're very happy with that. And I guess that concludes everything that we take out into the field with us. So you guys let me know if I forgot anything down in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this, and wish me luck. I will be filming tomorrow's hunt, and hopefully you guys see me get a nice deer. Peace.